This is the DJI Osmo Pocket 4, which has a brand new 1-inch CMOS sensor, 14 stops of dynamic range, 10-bit colour and breathtaking 240 frames per second 4K slow motion. Hello and welcome to the amazing Pembrokeshire coast here in West Wales, and today I've got my hands on the DJI Osmo Pocket 4 to test out and share my thoughts and tell you about all the incredible features this video camera has to offer. I'll be sharing a few techniques that I use as well to create creative video footage with this camera a little bit later. Anyway, let's get into it. And a big thank you to DJI for collaborating with me and making this video possible. All of the footage you're seeing here has been shot using the Pocket 4's factory settings, just straight out of the box. I'll keep things simple to begin with, but a little later in the video I'll walk you through a few of my favourite tweaks that I personally use to get a slightly more cinematic look. So first up, I just want to mention image quality, because I think it's probably the most important part of any filmmaking tool. And typically this is broken down into three parts: resolution, dynamic range and colour. In landscape mode we've got 1080p to 4K in various different frame rates from 24 frames per second to 60, and in the vertical format you can shoot either 1080p or 3K. Now I would advise shooting at the higher resolutions for the best quality. I'm shooting at 24 frames per second, which I'll explain more about in just a bit. You can also shoot up to 4K in slow motion as well, with frame rates from 100 to 240 frames per second. Now to have 4K at 240 frames per second in a camera this small is so cool. You can capture some amazing cinematic shots with this. You can also reduce your shutter speed down to 1/4 of a second as well, to allow you to capture some really interesting shots that show motion blur. Now one of the things that makes this footage look so nice is the 14 stops of dynamic range and the very natural colours that come straight out of this camera. So if you're not sure about dynamic range, it's basically the amount of stops of light that hold detail. So the more stops you have, the more you will be able to see into the shadows and the highlights of a scene, especially on a really bright, contrasty day. So the Pocket 4 has 14 stops, which is on par with a lot of modern APS-C and full frame cameras, which is pretty insane. And when it comes to colours, there's a lot of options as well. Now, if you want to squeeze the most dynamic range from this camera, the Pocket 4 has a 10-bit D-Log Professional profile. And this mode is for those that want to achieve the highest dynamic range possible, but also have the ability to colour grade that footage as well. This is what D-Log looks like straight out of camera, and this is what it can look like if you colour grade it. Now colour grading isn't for everybody, is it? And DJI have introduced new film tones to the Pocket 4 as well, which we'll have a look at in just a second. Now dynamic range is also improved in the 4K low light video recording mode as well. It's actually got 2 stops over its predecessor, the Pocket 3. Another awesome feature is the 4K 2x lossless zoom. So if you tap this button here, you can zoom in, and you can do this while you're filming and also while you're using the tracking features as well. If you want to zoom in with the joystick, you just have to simply tap on this button on the right hand side of the LCD, and then you can adjust the zoom smoothly with the 5D joystick all the way up to 4 times. Now the Pocket 4 has a few built-in features to help get more flattering portrait shots, like built-in filters for glowing skin. But the thing that interests me the most is this accessory here that comes with the Creator Combo Kit. And this is a fill light. So I think this will be super handy for the type of content that I create, which is mainly on location landscape photography videos. You know, quite often I'm walking to or from a location in the dark. So to be able to film moments on those journeys with this camera will be incredibly helpful. Now it takes next to no space up in your pocket, and it just literally clips on the back of the gimbal here via a magnet, which is really helpful. You can just simply take it off like that. It's also got 3 brightness and colour temperature settings as well, so you can balance the light to other lights that you may have on in a room, for example. This example here is inside my camper van, which is usually quite dark. And as you can see, it does a great job. Another feature is the 6 brand new film tones that are now built into the Pocket 4. So for me, this is really interesting. Now, I'm not the type of content creator that enjoys spending hours colour grading my footage. My focus in my videos is creating photos. The video side of things is a way for me to share that. So if I can get my footage looking great straight out of camera, then that is a massive bonus for me. This has got 6 presets to choose from to help you get the look you're after. And what I really like is how you can dial the amount of film tone in to suit the look that you're going for. So if I swipe from the right here, we get access to our settings. And if I click on the film tone button, we can scroll through the different looks. There's none, which is obviously no film tone, just a natural look. CC film, NC film, pastel, warm tone, movie and retro. And on the left we can choose the amount from 30, 50, 70 and 100%, which makes this super versatile. And here's what they all look like. Well, it certainly is a blustery day. Now, I've heard a lot recently about authenticity being king for content creators, and this is something I've always tried to bring into my videos. But being authentic on camera isn't as easy as it sounds. The good thing is though, the easier your equipment is to use, the more authentic it allows you to be. For example, when you set up a big camera on a tripod, you kind of lose that spontaneity that you get from just whipping a camera out of your pocket and just start filming. Now, for me at least, if I see something interesting when I'm out and about with my camera, I want to share that moment as I'm witnessing it, as opposed to seeing it and then recreating that moment later. And this camera allows you to do that. Firstly, it's obviously light and it fits in your pocket. But secondly, it's super easy to use. And thirdly, the microphone, the DJI mic, which I've got here, is super discreet and connects automatically to the camera, which is a bit of a game changer. So the Creator Combo Kit comes with the DJI Mic 3, which links seamlessly to this camera. So when I want to record something, I can go from seeing it to actually recording and sharing it within just a few seconds, which for me just makes the whole process way more authentic. Now, a new feature to the audio side of things is the Osmo Audio 4-channel spatial audio. So if you're filming live music, for example, you can get a very immersive sound when played back through headphones, which I think is a really neat feature. So this place is absolutely stunning, even on a cloudy day. Now, in case you're wondering what the DJI Mic 3 and the Pocket 4 sounds like in terms of audio, this is basically it. And I've actually got the noise cancelling turned on as well, just because it's so windy. But yeah, what an absolutely stunning place this is. So I'm going to set up a few cinematic shots here that I think I might add to a YouTube B-roll sequence. Now the Pocket 4 has some great features that will help with this as well. So the first one is using the new Active Track 7.0 feature, where the autofocus and the 3-axis gimbal lock onto the subject and follow the subject smoothly. So I like to get a few shots of me walking into a scene in my videos. So the first shot will be a shot of me walking with a close-up of my feet. Next, I'm going to do a wide shot of me walking to the viewpoint. So I'm going to use the dynamic framing here and then walk past the camera and let it track me as I walk. Now, I like the dynamic tracking because it enables you to place the subject where you want it in the frame and not just have it in the center. Next, I'm going to do a simple reaction shot of me seeing the scene for the first time, and then a couple of cinematic reveal shots of the scene. Now, all of the shots previously were shot at 48 frames per second, which is going to allow me to slow it down by 50% on my 24 frames per second timeline, should I choose to. But I think for the reveal shots, I'm going to use 120 frames per second slow motion. I'm also setting my focus to single point. I'm setting a manual exposure and a manual white balance setting as well, so nothing changes during the reveal throughout the shot. So I'm going to focus on my background and then pan up to reveal the scenery. Using the 120 slow-mo allows me to get a very cinematic feel to the shots. And finally, I'm just going to get one last frame of me standing, admiring the view. Now this time I'm going to get a static shot and I'm going to use the gesture control to start recording. Now holding up your palm like this will start and stop active track, and the V gesture will start or stop recording. So I'm going to get into position. Let's see how this works out. And I think being able to control the camera from a distance just by, a quick simple gesture is just going to save so much time. Anyway, here's the sequence. Let me know what you think down in the comments.
So I've genuinely been impressed with the ease of use and the image quality, but there are a few other features that I think are super helpful as well.
The first being the low light mode, and I have to say this feature is nothing short of incredible. The clarity and the detail that can be achieved in very dark situations really does change the game. Noise is non-existent and the details are noticeably clearer than the normal video mode when the light levels are low.
The Pocket 4 has a photo mode as well, so if you're out and about and you want to grab some stills, it will take 37 megapixel photos. And I could definitely see myself using this for thumbnails and things like that. I think it could be super helpful for that. I also really appreciate the new 5D joystick as well. It feels super smooth and more precise than previous models. It also has a built-in storage of 107 gigabytes as well, which is really cool. And you can also offload that at 800 megabytes per second. I genuinely think all devices from here on in should have internal storage. In my opinion, memory cards are just becoming a bit of an unnecessary faff, aren't they? Another feature that I really like is the Mimo app. So there's loads that you can do on here, like triple screen live videos, but what I personally enjoy is how you can control the camera. So if you're, say, filming yourself, for example, and you've set up your camera in a place where you can't reach it, you can control all of it from your phone, which I genuinely think is really convenient. I think the DJI Osmo Pocket 4 is a great choice for content creators and filmmaking enthusiasts. I know I'll be using this for filming my videos going forward. It's just going to be a super helpful creative tool.
Now, like I mentioned at the start, I do like to make a few small adjustments to get a more pleasing image. Nothing too complicated. Usually I'll bring the texture and sharpening down to -2, and I'll also dial the exposure compensation back slightly to around -0.3 EV. From my experience, those small changes can make a noticeable difference, especially when you're shooting outdoors in good light. It just helps to take a bit of that digital edge off and gives you a slightly cleaner, more natural looking result, in my opinion.
Let me know in the comments what features you like the most. I'd love to know. Anyway, I do hope you enjoyed this week's deep dive into the Pocket 4. If you did, please be sure to give it a like. That really does help out the channel. Anyway, until next week, take care and thanks for watching. I hope to see you again very soon.